else.
Right.
And if you stay on that track, and it worked out pretty much the way I planned it.
Very wise.
So it's easy to say that the character Ronnie Garvin is pretty close to the real person, right?
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, see, when we did interviews, everything was from here.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't scripted. It wasn't somebody wrote it for you. I couldn't do that. Yeah. That's why I don't think I'd make a good actor following the script. That's not
Oddly
me.
enough.
I don't know, man. You're flying planes, so I mean, someone that can fly planes is pretty
Well, I
intelligent
got
guy.
so
That's
lucky,
for sure.
so lucky to be able to do everything I wanted to do. That was another planning. You know, after I quit wrestling, I flew cargo, got hired by a company. I had 5,000 hours, and I really enjoyed it.
Well, you must be pretty good at
Really
it
enjoyed
because
it.
it
Well, you
sounds,
said
sounds
something.
dangerous
You
to the
did say-
barrel flying planes.
You did
but-
say something to me earlier, though. You said if you would have known about flying planes or earlier before, you would have never been a wrestler.
What?
Oh yeah. I probably would have never wrestled.
Well, you would have flown over the cage at Starrcade
Over the
87
cage.
and waved? I
still could have.
No,
pretty funny.
no, wrestle.
I fly over the cage. I still can drop a bomb.
I wanted to ask you, what was it like working with the Poffos, back in the ICW days?
It was interesting.
Are they like they were on camera off screen? Because if so,
They
wow.
were different kind of people that I was used to. I mean, everybody has their own way, but Angelo Poffo was a different animal. I've never been around people like that, where money was their god.
Really?
Absolute god.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Especially Angelo. And Randy. Lanny was happy-go-lucky guy, nice guy.
Okay.
The other guys, the other two, well, Angelo every day. I was in the office. I owned 20% of the promotion.
Right.
You know.
Right.
So I go in the office. And,
Well, let me ask you, can we just go back a little bit? How do you end up owning part of Poffo's organization?
well, because I was part owner of when we were in opposition to Fuller. We went against them and Ron Fuller in Knoxville, Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
They were operating there out of Lexington, and we were operating out of Knoxville. And it was a battle because it was, and so they're the one that approached us. They wanted, because we had a lot of talent. Bob Root, Bob Orton, Malenko and all the, and that's how we got involved, and they wanted me involved in their promotion. I said, well, I'm going to need 20%, and they agreed.
What was
Otherwise,
it
I
like?
wouldn't have joined.
What was it like on a daily basis? Like you said, you were walking into the office. What was it?
I really never had a problem. I just watched the way they operated, and better rich and dead than poor and alive. I heard that every day. Every
I've heard him quote.
It was almost like a prayer.
Wow.
And I said, that don't make no sense. Better rich and dead than poor and alive. Poor people have a great time sometimes.
It's true.
They drink moonshine, they party,
yeah.
they smoke a joint,
a couple of aspirin in the morning, interview Rugged Ronnie, hands us. Wait a minute, what am I saying?
And if you were poor, they didn't have any respect for you. There was a few wrestlers, they knew they were broke, and they just, they didn't have no respect.
Did you see the potential in Macho Man Randy Savage back in those days?
I didn't think he'd go that far. He was very
Interesting.
He's a talented guy.
Oh, yeah.
Very
Oh,
talented, and but he was like that in life, 24 hours a day.
He was.
He was paranoid, I think.
Wow,
I
he
might
must
be
have-
wrong. I'm not a psychiatrist.
So he was wound up
But-
like an alarm clock. What do you?
A couple of times I would do something, nice or something. What are you doing that for? And he was always on the lookout for. I never understood
So
it.
he was paranoid, like everybody
think
was
so.
said.
I think so. I think
This
he
is
was a
before
paranoid.
Elizabeth, isn't it? Wow.
But the only real fight I had in wrestling was with him.
Do tell.
Yeah.
What happened there?
Well, it didn't last very long.
It didn't last very
Hey,
long. What caused it? What?
I was wrestling for Jim Crockett,
Okay.
and they just came in, him and Angelo and Leaping Lanny, into the promotion. And I didn't know them. I had heard of them, but I didn't know them. So I'm booked to wrestle in Columbia, South Carolina. And my partner was Tiger Conway Jr. And I go way back, the guy's a nice guy. I used to know his dad, nice family. And so we get in the ring, and I knew something was wrong, There was something going on with the Poffos against him.
Okay.
And, well, you know, if you're my partner, I'm going to stick with you.
Sure.
I ain't leaving you.
Sure.
So during the match, man, they was cussing. I mean, it was, you know.
Real shots being
Yeah,
thrown?
it wasn't going real well.
Okay.
And anyway, at the end, it happened. They were going to jump him, you know. And so I got involved. And as I was walking around the ring, keeping Lanny at bay, because it was one-on-one at that point, you know. And Lanny was kicking at me and everything, but he was keeping his distance, you know.
Ooh.
And I didn't want to hurt Lanny or really get in a fight with him.
So Lenny was like half-hearted into this whole situation?
Well,
kinda?
when I got around the ring, Randy was on top of Tiger,
Okay.
and they put a rope around the ring on those pedestal thing,
Sure.
concrete bottom.
Sure.
I picked that up, and that was the end of the fight.
Jeez.
So, well,
Ow.
some people got hurt in the process, in the schmalls, you know,
And then,
at ringside. You know.
wow.
Well, not hurt bad, but maybe their ankles,
Yeah.
you know, they got, you know.
Victim of circumstance.
But anyway, I got all
Yeah.
the blame,
There you go.
you know.
There you go.
And so that's when I left the promotion, you know, which I didn't care. You know, I was wrestling the next day somewhere else.
Did it get even worse in the locker room afterwards with
No.
you guys? Or
No,
just,
I never saw him anymore.
right.
Never saw him, no. And
But this is
I never
before
saw
you
him.
did business with them?
I never saw him till that year. It was, I think it was 1980, I think.
Okay.
79 or 80.
Okay.
And this had happened in the 75, 76, I
Oh,
think,
in
in Charlotte. I
Okay.
never heard from him, you know.
Interesting.
And
And years
but
later,
he
you
brought
guys
it
are
up.
doing
He
business
brought it
together.
up quite a few times. He used to call it the concrete block in the back. Well, you're in
Hey,
a fight.
thanks for-
Don't drag it on.
You mentioned Jim Crockett. We lost him recently.
Yeah.
Can you share your feelings on Jim Crockett Jr.?
Jim was a good guy, but he was, you know, I think he was a little bit gullible when it come to Dusty controlling everything,
Mm.
and Flair. You know, they would really take advantage of him. I think they convinced him to buy jets, airplane, you know, and all the things they were doing and promoting. You know, and but Jimmy even bought Dusty a brand new Mercedes sports one. You know, he was mesmerized with him, and you know, the guy was booking cards with 30, 40 guys on it. I mean, come on. You know, it's not quantity of matches, it's the quality of the matches. You know, and he had all these chain match, cowbell match. I mean, geez. And I knew a guy that worked, his name was Sandy Scott. He was the guy in charge bringing the money back and taking care of the, you know, show at the building, make sure everything was going okay. And he told me, he's a good friend of mine. And he says, I saw it coming. He said, I'm seeing it coming. You know, we bring home $90,000. We lost $30,000.